Welcome everyone. Let's start looking at basic arithmetic operators in Java. As they are in mathematics, in Java there are four basic arithmetic types: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and we also have a special arithmetic type that's called modulus. Let's look at each one of them separately, and to do so, let's look at them with examples. No more theory, we want some practice. Okay, as per our standard naming convention, let's go back to our Eclipse, right-click on our source folder, parent folder, create a new package, and call it section1_3. Congratulations, we've just upgraded to a new section. Now, it's going to create an empty package for us. Right-click on it, create a new class, and let's call it basic arithmetic operators. Okay. Start with capital letter and continue with a camel case. Basic arithmetic operators and finish. This will create a class for us, right? Open up some spaces, create your main method, public, static, void, main, string, square, brackets, args. Open your curly braces, close them. Create some space for us to do some coding. Okay, now basic arithmetic operators. Addition. System out println 5 plus 3. What do you think this is going to print? What do you think this expression is going to print? 5 plus 3. When I run it, it's going to print 8. Okay, what we did here, we took a shortcut, we just demonstrated, we displayed the result of 5 plus 3 right within the print lane. Let's do this. Let's do it the proper way. Let's create our variables int. As by standard, since we don't have any worry about our memory storage, so we're gonna declare an int variable, call it number1, assign it to value of 5. We're going to do int number2 and assign value of 3. Okay. Now, instead of doing 5 plus 3, we can do this. I'm going to keep it here for your reference. Instead of that, so how I keep it, I just add 2 forward slashes. This comments this line out. So right now, the compiler is not going to care about this, right? And right below, I say system out println number1 plus number2. Do you think this is going to print 8 too? Let me actually open this up at this stage so you see that this is going to print this 8, right? What is line number 12 going to print? You probably can bet your money that it's going to print 8 too, right? Run 8, that's coming from line 11, right? And another 8 that's coming from line 12. What if I do this? I declare another integer, I declare another int, and I'm going to say int total is equal to number1 plus number2. This is something that we haven't seen before. You can assign a value to a variable by, on the right-hand side of the assignment operation, creating the arithmetic operation of 2 other variables. Okay, so number1 plus number2. This is the same as saying int total is equal to 5 plus 3. We're not going to do it at this stage because we don't need to. We don't need to remember what number1's value is, right? We're coders. We just do it and forget about it. And then we go by the names of these containers. So we declared a new variable called total, and its value is going to be the sum of values of number1 and number2. And if I do system out println total, you can bet your money that it will print out the third number 8. Print number 8. Okay, so this is your basic addition. Addition will work with any types of numbers. I will not dive into too much of a details, so we'll leave it at this stage. Now let's look at subtraction. Int number int number 3 is equal to 5. Int number 4 is equal to 3. By the way, since we're coding here, the reason why I don't do number 1 is that if you have declared a variable of certain type, you cannot redeclare it, okay? If I say int number 1 here, it will tell me that you already have used duplicate local variable, so you're duplicating this variable, okay? So I can't do this. Now, can I do this? The answer is yes. Now, what happens if I do this? And let's say if I do 6. We've seen this in our previous videos. If you do this, what happens is number 1 stays to be an int. However, the value of number 1 is not 5 anymore. It is 6. Actually, let's do this. Let's go this way instead of creating a new variable, so that we get used to manipulating variables around. So now number 1's value is 6, number 2's value is 3. What happens if I say system out println 6 minus 3? It will print, these 8s will stay there, right? And it will print additional number 3 here, right? Run. 8 coming from line 12, 8 coming from line 13, another 8 from line 14, and 3 from line 21. Okay, so let's do this. Let's comment these out because we don't want to see addition anymore. And if I rerun this program right now, compiler doesn't care about this part, and the only statement compiler sees is this statement that it needs to execute and print out. Okay, by the way, when I mean statement, all these are statements as well, but they do not require anything to be shown to us on our console. They do not require anything to be displayed. They are just declarations and assignment statements. Okay, good. Now let's do this. Can we do the same here? Println number 1 minus number 2. Oops. Right? Or system out println. Let me do this. Let me create. Now, if it is total, what is this going to be? Int result, let's put it result, is equal to number 1 minus number 2. Right? And system out println result. All these 3 do the same. It is just for demonstration purposes. Run, it will print 3, 3, and 3. Okay, so let's comment these out now as we are moving towards multiplication. I will not go too much into details with multiplication. I'm just going to create a new variable int sum is equal to number 1 times number 2. Times is a star, right? System out sum. What do you think the result is going to be? 5, 3, 15, 18. Let's run. The result is going to be 18 because number 1, value of number 1 is 6, and the value that number 2 holds is 3. 6 times 3 is 18. So the value that sum holds is 18. Sum holds the value of 6 times 3, which is equal to 18. Okay, and that's what is being printed out. Division. Int division is equal to number 1 divided by number 2. What is the output? Division. And let's add some space here for readability. What is going to be the output? Number 1 is 6 divided by number 2 is 3. Division has a value of 2 now. and it should print out 2 after 18. Run it. It prints out 18 and 2. Now, what I will do, I will pause this video at this stage, and we will look at modulus operator separately. I'll see you guys shortly.